Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are tackling a huge topic from our source material, the end of sin. We're going to map out the entire cosmic timeline step by step, showing how it's finally, totally wiped from creation.
Right, so here's our roadmap. It's a journey in 6 parts, a straight chronological line. We're going to start with the sound of the 7th trumpet and just follow that thread all the way to the very end, to creation's eternal rest. So this gives you the 30,000-foot view of what we're talking about. You can see how each event just dominoes into the next. So let's jump in right at the beginning, shall we? With that 7th trumpet. Okay, so our whole story kicks off with a single cosmic event, the sounding of the 7th trumpet. And you gotta understand, this isn't just some background noise. No, this is the starting gun. It triggers something absolutely massive, what the source calls the first resurrection.
So you're probably asking, what is the first resurrection? Well, according to the source material, it's incredibly specific. This isn't for everybody. It's for a very particular group, the martyred witnesses. These are the ones who held fast to the commandments right up until their deaths. And their resurrection, it's like the ultimate vindication, proving that what they died for was the absolute truth.
And here's where it gets really interesting. This event sends shockwaves through the entire cosmos. It's not just about, a reward for the faithful. It's bigger than that. It's about settling this huge cosmic debate once and for all. It proves God's love and justice, and in doing so, it erases any lingering doubt among the angels. Their free will is perfected. It's this absolute certainty that finally clears the way for the next major step in the plan, the atonement. All right, next up is a phase that is, well, it's pretty wild. Because what happens next is actually 2 things happening at the exact same time, but in completely different realms. We've got action in heaven, and we've got action down on earth.
Yeah, check this out. You've got this split screen thing going on. Up in heaven, in what the source calls the real temple, this intense purification process, the atonement, is underway. Meanwhile, back on earth, the 7 plagues are being poured out, a time of serious judgment. And there's a crucial detail. The doors to that heavenly temple are sealed shut. No one gets in until the job is done.
And that's the key takeaway, right? These 2 things are totally connected. The moment the plagues stop on earth, that's the signal that the cleansing in heaven is finished. The temple is pure, sin has been booted out of that realm for good, and it's never, ever coming back.
So, the heavenly realm is now secure. It's been purified. And with that foundation laid, the stage is finally set for a truly radical change for creation itself. We're talking about the 1,000-year kingdom.
But hang on, we don't just jump right into it. The source lays out a few things that have to happen first. Step 1, Jesus returns to earth and deals with the armies of the beast. Step 2, Satan gets locked up. He's put into a bottomless pit for 1,000 years. And with him out of the picture, step 3 can happen. The curse on humanity and the earth is finally lifted. All of that leads to the grand finale, step 4. The old creation is burned away, making room for a brand new one.
And this just begs a massive question, doesn't it? It's like the ultimate thought experiment. What would the world actually look like if you took Satan, the main source of deception, completely out of the equation for 1,000 years? What happens to people, to society?
Well, the picture the source material paints is pretty much a utopia. For a whole 1,000 years, the world is ruled by those resurrected martyrs we talked about. And the logic is just so clean and powerful. Follow me here. If there's no Satan, there's no one to deceive you. If there's no deception, there's no crime. And if there's no crime, there's no curse. It's just peace. 1,000 years of it.
It's not all one big happy family in the same way, though. There's a really clear distinction between 2 groups of people. First, you've got the rulers, the priests, inside New Jerusalem. These are the resurrected martyrs. They have spiritual bodies, they're like angels, and they don't marry. Then, you've got everyone else, the citizens living outside the city. They're still in mortal bodies. They get married, have kids, and live their lives.
You'd think that's the end of the story, right? 1,000 years of peace. But no. The source says that after all that time, there's one last dramatic twist in the tale. This long era of innocence is about to face the ultimate test.
And here's the reasoning behind it. Think about all the people born during that 1,000-year peace. They've never known anything but good. They're innocent, sure, but their free will, it's never really been tested, has it? They've never had to stare temptation in the face and make a choice. And so, according to this text, one final test is necessary.
And what happens next is fast and it's dramatic. The 1,000 years end and Satan is let out for just a little while. And what's crazy is that he immediately manages to deceive most of the mortal population. They gather together and launch one last, hopeless attack on the holy city. But it's over before it really begins. The rebellion is crushed, and this time, Satan is defeated for good. He's thrown into the lake of fire, and that's the end of his story. Forever.
Okay, so Satan is gone for good. The final rebellion is over. Now, the stage is set for the final act in this cosmic drama, the ultimate judgment. And we're talking about everyone, every single person who has ever lived, from the dawn of time.
This is it, the Great White Throne Judgment. The source describes this incredible scene where every single person is resurrected to stand before this throne. And the criteria for judgment is simple, it's universal, and it's personal. You are judged by what you did, your deeds, your life.
And when all is said and done, there are only two possible outcomes. It's a binary choice. Either your name is found in the book of life and you receive the resurrection of life, or it's not. And for those people, they receive the resurrection of judgment. It's the final sentencing. And this is what I mean by the absolute end of sin. It's not just about people. The source says that death itself and Hades, the realm of the dead, are thrown into the lake of fire. It's like the very concepts, the very possibility of these things are destroyed, along with everything and anything else connected to sin. It is a complete and total cleansing of all creation.
So wow. Let that sink in. Sin is gone. Death is gone. Judgment is over. So what's left? What does a universe look like after all of that is wiped away forever?
What's left is perfection, a final, permanent state. Free will has been through the fire, it's been tested, and now it's perfected. That means nobody will ever even choose to sin again. And if you take away sin, well, you take away death. You take away pain and suffering. What begins is an eternal rest, the ultimate Sabbath for the entire universe. And the source wraps up this epic timeline with one final beautiful image of divine order. The Son, his work of restoration now complete, inherits this newly perfected creation, and then he presents it to the Father. And at that moment, the Father becomes all in all. It's the picture of ultimate perfect unity. But just when you think you've got it all mapped out in a nice, neat line, the source leaves us with one last kind of mind-bending idea. It says, look, all of this, it's a story that we understand in time and space. But the divine reality behind it all, that exists outside of time. It's sustaining the past, the present, and the future, all at the same instant. It's a reminder that as linear as this story feels to us, from a cosmic perspective, it's all happening at once. A heck of a thought to end on.